Good morning, and welcome to the last day. Things not seen. He miraculously, maybe, was turned visible again by wrapping himself in the blanket during that solar event. And now he said, there's some other stuff I need to take care of, so he didn't go to school. So let's see what happens. Chapter 28, looking again. It's about 9 a.m., and I spend at least 5 minutes in front of the mirror after my shower, which is about 10 times more time than I ever spent back before. For a month there was nothing to see. It's like I have to remember how I look again. Mom doesn't want to go teach for her 10 o'clock class. She wants to stay home and moon around, find some more excuses to sit back and look at me. She wants to fix me another breakfast, maybe go with me to the barber shop. She wants to be the new improved mom, which is actually quite nice. But I don't want to go to the barber shop. I like my hair this long, maybe even longer. It looks good. Only time will tell. Time. Now I have a time for things like growing my hair. When Mom finally leaves at the very last second, I'm glad. I've got stuff I've been waiting to do. The first thing is to call Sheila. She answers on the third ring. Sheila, this is Bobby Phillips. We talked about our blanket a couple days ago. Hey kid, how's it going? I'm back. No. Really? And it was so simple. I promised I'd let you know, so I'm letting you know. And it was simple? Easy as falling asleep. But I think you might have to go north, and you have to wait for the right conditions. I made some notes for you about how it works. Should I mail them to you or send you an email? There's a pause, and then she says, Did you keep your promise about not telling about me? I only told Alicia, the girl I told you about. My dad wanted to talk to you himself, but I didn't tell him. Good. Now I have something else I need you to ask you to do for me, okay? What? Forget you ever found me. Forget my name. Forget we ever talked. Don't tell anyone about me. Don't ever call me again. What about... Don't tell me anything else. I've been thinking about this ever since you called. But listen. Don't talk. Just listen. I've thought about this a lot, and what I figured out is I started disappearing a long time before this happened to me. If it hadn't been this, I would have disappeared some other way. I was already disappearing, a little bit at a time. It was better happening all at once, and now I don't want to go back. I don't want to start worrying about my weight and my hair and all that junk again. I like who I am, and I've got a life that works fine. It's fine for me, so I'm going with it. I don't say anything. She says, You don't understand that, do you? Well, I think I do. It's just as well if you don't. Listen, kid, I'm happy for you, really. I hope it all works out the way you want it to. So take care of yourself, okay? Okay, so long, and you can call me any time if you want to. But she's already hung up. She's gone. And I put the phone down. Sheila thinks I don't understand her, but I do. That's the thing. I do understand. Because a week ago, back when there was no hope of a comeback, I didn't have any responsibilities. None. I was a floater. A week ago, it was all about living. Just living, minute by minute. No tomorrow, no future, no tracks, no expectations. No, not really here. Mostly gone. And there's a kind of freedom in that, and I wonder if I'll miss it. And now that I know how it's done, would I do it again someday? On purpose? So I could take a vacation from life? And what about my dad and Dr. Van Dorn? Are they going to be able to let it lie? Or are they going to team up and try to win the Nobel Prize in Physics one day? Publish their findings on the internet? Where is it really going to end? Sheila's already decided where it ends. It ends with her. She's made a life that she likes. She likes the guy who spends 16 years... She's like the guy who spends 16 years in jail and then gets out and hates having to make all the decisions of a regular life. So he steals a car or something to get himself sent back inside. Back where it's warm and dry, where you already know about all the dangers, where you don't have to make any decisions. Sheila likes her prison. It won't surprise me if she moves to a new town or in a week or so. She'll probably change the name of her business, cover her tracks. I'm not her rescuer. I'm a threat now. Sometimes I'll sit down and try to figure out why I'm not like Sheila, but not today. Too much to do. I don't take the bus to Alicia's house. It's a long way, but the sun is out. It's in the mid-50s and I am wearing a shirt, some jeans, a jacket, Nikes, everything. It's a great day. I walk past school and I think maybe I should go in and say hi to the nurse. I could do some push-ups for her, let her know I'm fine. Tell her that I'll be back in school soon. Or maybe not. Maybe I will take the rest of the semester off. Might make me graduate late. Might even set me back a whole year. So what? Years don't scare me much anymore. I made Mom and Dad promise not to call Alicia's parents. I wanted to tell Alicia myself in person. And the closer I get to her house, the more nervous I feel, because things are different now. And how do I talk to the person who just gave me my life back? Mrs. Van Dorn answers the door and looks at me, her eyebrows up. Yes, she says. I guess I thought maybe she'd be able to recognize me, like maybe some weird sort of intuition would kick in, and she'd give me this big smile and say, "Wait, you must be Bobby." But it's not happening. She has no idea who I am. Mrs. Van Dorn? I'm Bobby Phillips. Her mouth drops open and her eyes bug out, and she says, "Oh my goodness, you're here. Bobby, I'm so happy for you and for your parents. This is wonderful. Of course, I feel like I know you, but it's very nice to see you this way. Please, come in, come in." And I know that what she really likes best is that she doesn't have to imagine me walking in her front door naked anymore. And she's glad that I don't look like some complete Neanderthal with my knuckles dragging on the ground. Mrs. Van Dorn is into looks, and now she can relax because she knows that what her daughter's friend looks like. In my head, I'm getting ready to launch into a lecture about appearance versus reality, but I hear Alicia call, "Who is it, Mom?" And her mom calls back, "It's for you, Alicia." And she smiles a scrunchy smile at me and whispers, "I'll be in the kitchen." Because now that she knows what I look like, it's safe to leave me alone with her daughter. Then Alicia's at the top of the stairs. She's wearing the green sweater and red corduroy pants she wore that first day I talked to her in the listening room. Her head's tilted and her hair falling away from her cheek. She's trying to pick up on something. She's trying to pick up on what's happening. "Hello?" Using a neutral tone of voice, I say, "Hi, Alicia." She's coming down now, stepping surely, right hand on the railing, her face a flurry of emotions. "I was so worried about you last night." Then accusingly, "And it was just mean the way you signed off. I was going to call you, but it was almost midnight." She stopped about 2 feet from me in the entry hall. Her face brightens and she says, "But I'm glad you're all right. Everything is okay, right?" "Yeah," I say. "Fine, except for one thing." Her face clouds over again, genuine worry about me. And I feel like a jerk for playing things up this way. So, real fast, I say, "But it's a good thing, because now I have to wear clothes out in public again. You were right last night. 2 negatives make a positive." Alicia doesn't get it for a second, and when she does, for another second, she doesn't believe it. And then I can see she knows I wouldn't kid about that, and she lights up with this huge smile. "You rat, really? You did it with the blanket? And it worked?" And she's coming toward me, reaching out, and I stand still and meet her hands with mine. And she feels my jacket sleeves, then quickly up the arms to my shoulder and neck, feels my collar, and then runs a hand down my shirt front to my belt. It's a clothes check to make sure I'm really wearing them. And then she brings her hands up again, this time toward my face. And she gets a shy smile on her face and says, "I have to do this, okay?" I guide one of her hands to my cheek, and she feels me and nod, and I say, "Okay." This is what blind people do. Like, that's how they kind of see, is they use their hands. Her fingers are light and cool, and I close my eyes just for a second. An involuntary shiver runs down my spine as her fingers trace across my forehead to touch my hair, and then back down across my brow. Her thumbs meet on the bridge of my nose, and I feel like a book being read, word by word. Eyebrows, lashes, cheekbones, nose, lips, chin, jawbone. The oddest 10 seconds of my whole life. And watching her face as she takes her mental tour. I'd like to be touching her face, too. I watch her and try to imagine her seeing me, watching her to try to match up this new physical image with what she already knows. She lowers her hands and she's blushing, the spell broken. Then she says, "Come on," and grabs me by the hand and pulls me toward the family room. "Tell me everything." She's the best audience. It's so much fun to see her face as she pictures everything I describe. And when she can't believe something, I have to tell her it again and add more and more details until she's convinced it happened. Like with the cops searching my room at 4:30 a.m. "No way," she says. "This guy's looking right at you and you don't know it? How could you not know it?" "Because a month of being invisible makes you feel that way. That's how come. And when he's right in front of me looking in my eyes, that's the first time someone's looked me in the eyes for a month. And that's when I knew." Didn't you die, like standing there with nothing on and everyone looking at you? Well, yeah, and I grabbed a shirt and held it in front of me, but really, I was just so blown away. Really, like, feeling embarrassed was way down the list. And then you should have heard my mom start spinning out this story about how I just got back last night. It was crazy. When I tell her about my call to Sheila and what she said to me, Alicia nods slowly, and her eyes get shiny. Her eyes still work fine for crying. That's so sad, don't you think? I mean, giving up that way? But I know how she feels, and it is her life. Yeah, but that's what got me so mad last night. Your dad and my parents saying how they decided everything for me. They didn't have the right. Just like we can't tell Sheila what to do. Alicia nods. Right. But you can't help feeling like you should sometimes. The way Sheila's story makes me feel. She drops her voice to a whisper and points toward the noises her mom is making in the kitchen. It's probably the way my mom feels about me. Like she has to butt in and try to help me all the time. And then neither of us knows what to say. But the silence isn't strained. We're both comfortable just sitting here on the couch, not touching, but close. I look at her left hand. It's resting on the dull red corduroy of her pants, palm up, long fingers slightly bent. And all her fingernails are chewed down to the quick. I've never noticed that before. And without thinking, I reach down and take her hand and lift it up so I can see it better, feeling the tip of her index finger with my thumb. You almost chewed this whole finger off. She's turned toward me on the couch, and I'm looking into her face, and it's hard to believe eyes this pretty don't work. And I'm feeling like I want to kiss her, which is not the first time I felt this way, but without a body, with just a shadow body, it never felt right before. It was one of those things I couldn't see myself doing. I'm starting to lean down toward her face when suddenly she pulls her hand back and turns away. Tears again. I ask, "What is it?" She swipes at her eyes with her sleeve and shakes her head. "Must be something." "Duh," she snaps, and then mocking, "Must be something? Brilliant, Bobby, brilliant. In fact, I think I'll call you Brilliant Bobby. How's that?" She stands up, tosses her head, feels her way to the end of the couch, gets her bearings, and then stalks out. I hear footsteps across the tile in the entry hall, and then she stomps up the front stairs. A distant door slams shut. Jeez. Mrs. Van Dorn comes into the family room. My face must tell her everything. I'm out of practice. For a month, I haven't had to hide what I'm feeling. She comes over and puts her hand on my arms. Don't take it personally, Bobby. She gets mad at almost anything. Maybe give her a call this afternoon, okay? And she walks me to the front door and she tells me again how happy she is for me and how great it is that everything's okay now. But as I start walking home, everything's not okay now. All I can think about are those little fingernails, chewed down to nothing. Back home, I go into the den, turn on the computer, and open up Instant Messenger. I click around to see if Alicia's online. She is. Bobby. Bobby's texting now. Hi, Alicia, it's me. Nothing. And I try about 6 more greetings. Nothing. So I just leave it on and hurry down to the basement to find a cardboard box. Because walking home, I decided to do something. Something only I can do. I grab a box and run up the stairs to my room because I have to do this. Fast. Like maybe it's already too late. Because maybe it's gone. The blanket. Maybe because I didn't actually see it this morning. Maybe Dad took it to the lab. But he didn't. It's folded up on the seat of my desk chair, right where Mom put it early this morning. So I put the blanket and the controller into the box. I grab the sheet with Sheila's address and stuff it into the back pocket of my jeans. I put the list of names from Sears into the box, and I pick up the cell phone and clear its memory. I take the box, trot down the parlor, scoop up all Dad's notes and diagrams, plus the information sheets about the electric blanket, and toss them into the box. Back in the den, I check the messenger window. No response yet from Alicia. I open up the browser, find the Soho page I looked at last night, and then print out a copy and toss it into the box. In the kitchen, I rummage around for almost 10 minutes, but I can't find any strong tape. But I do find a black magic marker, and I put that into my jacket pocket. 3 blocks away, I hurry up the front steps of the post office. At a table, I write Sheila's name and address on the box. Then I wait in line with the box. The man in the blue shirt has a big mustache. Regular delivery or express on this? Surfaced is okay. Parcel post will cost $3.10. That'll take about a week, maybe more. Or you can send it priority. Be there in 2 days, but it'll cost you $6.75. A priority, please. And can you close it up with some of that tape? Sure. As he reaches for the tape, I say, hey, can you put one more thing in there? Yep, but you'll have to get back in line. I take the back box back to the table, and on the blank side of an insurance form, I write, Sheila, I wanted you to have this stuff, just in case. Bobby. I'm not telling Sheila what to do. I just want her to know that anytime the sun acts up, she has a choice. 5 minutes later, the box is in the hands of the Postal Service. When I get home, there's a message waiting for me on the computer screen, and it's very short, from Alicia. Check your email. I do, and a letter is waiting. Here's what the letter says. Dear Bobby, sorry I'm such a mess. Face it, I'm a mess. I'm never going to be fun to be around. I've been kidding myself into thinking we were such friends, more than friends. You were like me. That's how it was. You had a problem, I had a problem. I could even help you. I don't get to help much. Everyone helps me. And part of me wanted you to never get back, to need me, and not now. Part of me wanted you to never get back, to need me. Not now, though. Now you're back. Back to school and friends and girls and prom and college and everything. You're back and I'm not. I was online with Nancy when you kept trying to message me this morning. I told her about you, about everything. I don't think she believes it all, but she believes you're real. She asked me if you ever kissed me, and I said almost. The last time I kissed a boy was 8th grade, Tommy Severs. You almost kissed me today. I felt you so close, but it would have killed me because I don't know if I can see that. I can't see us. I can see you, but I still need to see me, and I feel like you see me. Do you? You do. You almost kissed me. So close with you. With you, it's not kid stuff. I wrote a poem, not about that, but about everything. It's called The Basement Room. I think it's raining from my basement room, but basements make for faraway ears, and rain dries up so quickly, I still think it was rain. I think a wind is blowing up above, but wind is such a meaningless thing, invisible and always gone. I still think it was wind. I think I'm up there in the wind and rain, but dreaming is always done in bed, and so many winds and rains are dreams. I still think it was me. So that's the end of the poem. Here's the rest of the letter. Like it? Nancy thinks it's good, and my mom, the lit major, says she doesn't really get it, and my dad hasn't had time to read it. Figures. I hope you like it. You see that? How I hope you like it? I'm just sure you are going away from me, off into the big bright world, a whole life that's not near mine, and it hurts. And then today, so close, and it felt like maybe you weren't going away, like you came to see me, and that was scary too. There are mirrors in my house. I remember them. I still touch them, smooth and cold. I used to look all the time. People do that, not just me. It's true. Store windows, little mirrors in cars, makeup mirrors, anything that reflects. And it's not just girls, everybody, all the time. To remember what they look like, to make sure they don't disappear, like maybe they're already gone. I was almost gone, Bobby. I was almost all the way disappeared. I couldn't remember if I was real. I couldn't see who could love me. I couldn't see anything there to love. I couldn't find a reflection anywhere. I needed a mirror so bad. And that was you, Bobby. Invisible mirror. I see me, I see you. Love, Alicia. People talk about crying from happiness, and it sounds stupid. Crying from happiness? I never knew what it meant. It's not really happiness that makes the tears. It's everything at once. Everything that's good and sad and wonderful all at once. Except the things that are wonderful mean so much more than the sad things. Crying from happiness, right there, sitting in front of the computer, reading Alicia's email. I wipe my eyes on the sleeve of my jacket and I start to open up Instant Messenger. Then I stop and I print out Alicia's email, and then I shut the computer down. I fold up the letter and stick it in my pocket. As I open the front door, something moves. I turn, startled. It's me in the big mirror. But I don't stop to look. I'm out the door. I'm in a hurry. I've got to get over to Alicia's house. I need to tell her how much I love her poem. And I need to be there to see her face when I tell her. The end. Well, I actually have news for you. I think I'm going to leave this on, I hope.